Roll up, and welcome to the half-term circus of juggling, life and kids and your sanity. So here's the introduction to the opening act. Ladies and gentlemen, step right up, because half-term is here, and whether you're ready or not, you're about to become the ringleader of the most chaotic circus of all, family life. Because juggling your children's needs when they're not at school with your work or other commitments can feel like a circus, but actually if you can get yourself into the right headspace, it can be a fun, if slightly mad, show to run. Act 1, the juggling clown. So you, the parent, are the clown juggling everything. The children, your deadlines, your chores, and your sanity. So what's the key? Well, the key is to juggle with flair. How do we do that? Well, couple of suggestions. Prioritize the balls. So some things are like rubber and they'll bounce back, like the laundry. You can put that off. While other balls are perhaps more delicate, more like glass, like perhaps your school's half-term project that your child has to do, or some deadline that you have at work. So know which balls you can drop without breaking and which ones you need to prioritize. Second tip would be time blocks. Rather than trying to juggle all the balls at once, take each one in turn. So maybe work for a focused hour and set the kids up with something that they can do, giving you that space, and then switch to give your children your full attention and engage in some activity with them. So rather than trying to do both at the same time, switch from one to the other and you'll find that actually you enjoy all of it more. Act 2, the balancing act. Tightrope walking between your commitments. So picture yourself on a tightrope. You're balancing your children's demands, the needs of your work, your need for personal time, plus the occasional disaster. And it's about staying upright when the wind blows, and it will. So 2 tips. The safety net of flexibility. So things will fall apart and that's fine. The trick is to bend rather than break. So maybe allow yourself some flexibility over when you and how you do your work, or when you find your downtime, or what you plan with the children. And then the second tip would be to balance yes and no. You can't say yes to everything. And sometimes the most important thing to balance is your ability to say no to anything extra, like maybe overscheduling play dates or overcommitting to work projects. So allow yourself a bit of flexibility during half term, knowing that you've got a lot more on your plate. Act 3, the lion tamer. Managing your children's energy levels. So sometimes managing our children can feel a bit like taming wild lions. Playful wild lions, and they need direction, they need structure, they need routine, and they need holding with the occasional sit and stay. So find a schedule that works for you and your children. Keep the lions busy with certain activities that just allow them to burn off energy, whether it be having a run outside, going to the park, playing football in the garden, scavenger hunts around your house, or making things out of empty cardboard boxes, something that will burn off some of their energy. But then secondly, have some energy breaks for you too. Lions don't perform all day, and neither should you. So just plan for some quiet moments, even if it's kind of listening to a storybook or something else where your children are kind of quieter and give you a bit of space to take a bit of a break. The lions will survive. Act 4, the escape artist, which is just sneaking in some me time. We all do our best parenting when we are nourished and well-resourced, and sometimes a little can go a long way. So take 5 minutes for yourself, 10 minutes for yourself through the day. Even the best circus performers need a break, and so sometimes that's about being an escape artist and finding little secret windows of time when you can recharge, even if it's just locking yourself into the toilet for 10 minutes of a podcast or a book. Taking a bit of a moment with a cup of tea, and just incorporate those personal breaks into your day, because actually that's when we do our best parenting, is when we don't feel like we have to be on all of the time. Act 5, the illusionist, making the impossible seem possible. So sometimes parenting can feel like performing magic. How do you make that work deadline disappear whilst pulling together a costume for the game that your children want to be playing? So it's the art of illusion. Sometimes you fake it till you make it. Things don't have to be perfect. Really good enough is really good enough. So take shortcuts, whether it be buying the cake instead of baking it, or delegating some of the things that you need to do at work just for this half-term break, or combine things. Be in a Zoom meeting at the same time as preparing the children's tea. And actually multitasking can be fun. You could even involve your children. Maybe if there's some domestic chores that need to be done and less time than normal to be able to do them in, get your children, turn it into a game and get your children to help you, or set a timer and see who can do this bit the fastest. Or if you really do need to set down to some work, set them up with some work next to you so they'll feel important and they can be magicians too. The grand finale, and wrapping up with a bow. So just remind the audience that running the half-term circus is a tough gig, but with creativity and patience, you can juggle and balance and tame and escape while still making time for yourself. So just remember, in this circus, there are no judges, no critics, just your audience of little ones, and they already think you're the star of the show. So just know that you're doing a great job, and don't forget to laugh at the chaos along the way.